Welcome back to the Left and Right podcast. Today we're going to be going over all of the drama from Colleen Ballinger, aka Miranda Sings. So we're going to be starting off with an introductory video from E! News from a couple years ago. Just to go over the general of the old drama, and then we're going to go into the new drama because there's more.
Her YouTube alter ego may be the singer, but in real life it's Colleen Ballinger who's facing the music. The 36-year-old internet star, best known since 2008 for her popular Miranda Sings persona, has found herself embroiled in controversy as of late after being accused of grooming underage fans, which she denies. But this isn't the first time she's faced allegations of having inappropriate relationships with minors. Here is a timeline of Colleen's controversies. In April 2020, Irish content creator Adam McIntyre, who started a fan account for Miranda Sings in 2013 when he was 10 years old, posted a video called Colleen Ballinger Stop Lying, in which he accused Colleen of putting him in uncomfortable situations when he was underage. Adam specifically brought up an instance in which she sent him lingerie. In response to his video, Colleen recorded an apology vlog acknowledging, among other things, that the underwear incident was, quote, completely stupid, and admitting, I should never have sent that. She explained that she had been unboxing items that had been sent to her, and Adam asked for it to be sent to him, which she did as a joke.
I don't know what part of my brain was missing at the time that I thought, oh, this is a normal, silly thing to do. I should have realized and recognized how dumb that was and never sent it to him, no matter how much he asked.
In a video titled Why I Left the Colleen Ballinger Fandom, on June 4th, YouTuber Cody Rants shared screenshots of an alleged text exchange between Colleen and her followers. The unverified group text was named Colleen's Weenies, with the performer allegedly asking her fans their, quote, favorite position during one conversation. On June 7th, Adam McIntyre, now 22, responded with a series of videos on his own YouTube channel, recalling a time in 2018 that Colleen, who was then 31, planned to spend the day with him in Dublin ahead of a show. He said they only ended up meeting for 5 minutes. He also claimed Colleen grooms her fans emotionally, despite sharing that her team advised her to not publicly comment on the allegations. On June 28th, Colleen broke her silence in a musical vlog.
The only thing I've ever groomed is my 2 Persian cats.
While playing the ukulele and singing, Colleen compared the accusations to a, quote, toxic gossip train headed for, quote, manipulation station, while the rest of the internet, quote, tie me to the tracks and harass me for my past.
There were times in the DMs when I would overshare details of my life, which is really weird to me. I haven't done that for years, you see, because I changed my behavior and I took accountability.
Adam McIntyre took to Twitter shortly after, tweeting, I'm glad her video did one thing, show you all exactly the type of evil woman she is that a lot of us have experienced over the past few years behind the scenes. The mask has slipped. Everyone, meet the real Colleen Ballinger. After Colleen issued her statement via song, her ex-husband Joshua David Evans also shared his thoughts on the controversy, tweeting, this behavior was my reality anytime I spoke up and disagreed with her actions and rhetoric during 2009 to 2016. I was gaslit too. I was made to feel like I was always the problem. Any pain I felt was an inconvenience and was belittled. The former...
Yeah, I remember watching them in videos together, like way back in the day before all this controversy came out. Mm-hmm. There was one video I remember, it sticks out more than the other ones. It's right before they got divorced. It's him and her, like they were dressed up as Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, and they were like singing on the piano together. They did singing videos and stuff together.
Huh.
Uber, who split from Colleen after just over a year of marriage, then posted a follow-up on June 30th, writing, I have no desire to use this as a catalyst for a YouTube comeback. It's not a safe place for me. I'm past that. My voice is only here to help validate those that are hurting, nothing more. I have no need to make any money off of this. That is gross and not in my heart whatsoever. Colleen has yet to publicly respond to Joshua's claims. Trisha Paytas, a fellow YouTube star who co-hosted the Oversharing podcast with Colleen, was pulled into the controversy after one of Colleen's former fans alleged that she had sent not suitable for work photos and videos from Trisha's OnlyFans account to him. Johnny Silvestri posted several unverified screenshots of a few of the interactions between him and Colleen to Twitter, going on to claim that she would host, quote, viewing parties to make fun of Trisha. In a July 3rd video, Trisha responded,
So you understood that, right? So basically, Colleen was sending naked photos of Trisha. No, of this woman, because she has an OnlyFans account. She's a YouTuber too. She's been a YouTuber almost as long as Colleen, or probably, I don't know. But yeah, she was actually sending it into the group chat with all of these underage kids. Like,
wow.
Yeah, amongst other people. But, yeah.
Saying she does, quote, not condone at all sending unsolicited nudes to anybody, sex worker or not.
I did ask her about these a couple weeks ago before there was the proof, so to speak, right? And she assured me that she had never sent photos of me.
Colleen has not publicly addressed Trisha's video after YouTuber Paige Christie posted a clip of Colleen performing Beyonce's Single Ladies as Miranda sings with dark paint smeared on her face. On July 5th, Colleen's team responded. According to law firm Burke Bretler, Colleen painted her face green to look like Wicked's Elphaba while performing tracks from the hit musical. The law firm said in a statement to NBC News, after that number, she went right into Single Ladies while still wearing the green makeup. At that time, she closed all her shows with that Beyonce number. It was one of her most popular bits. But this was not the first time Colleen faced accusations of racist behavior. In the same 2020 video she used to address Adam McIntyre's claims, the content creator apologized for employing, quote, racial stereotypes in a decade-old video in which she and her sister pretended to be Latinx women.
Racial stereotypes are not funny. They are not a joke, and they should never be joked about. A few years later, we realized how stupid and hurtful the video was, and we deleted it.
And finally, on July 9th, Trisha confirmed that her and Colleen's Oversharing podcast is coming to an end after only 3 episodes.
I don't get embarrassed by many things. Like, obviously, the podcast ending after 3 episodes is, like, embarrassing. Us doing all this is embarrassing. It's just, it's all embarrassing, you know?
The podcast.
Isn't that crazy? Like, they had a podcast together, and she was talking crap about her behind her back and fat shaming her and sending her naked photos to other people, including some minors.
Wow. That was a lot.
Yeah.
which premiered May 23rd, released its last episode on June 6th. E! News has reached out to Colleen for comments on the allegations she faces, but has not heard back.
But yeah, that was her character. But
That was a lot.
yeah, that's all her drama from. Well, at least that's all the drama I know about from then till now. I'm sure there's more stuff. But okay, so basically, this is what happened, right? You just heard all of that, but the main part is that she was being really inappropriate with her underage fans. And she had the group chat called the Colleenies Weenies. Yeah. But it was all kids. It was all like teenagers, like young kids, like from 13 to 17. And
Okay.
yeah. And one of them is a YouTuber now, and we're going to watch his videos in a bit. But because I actually like his videos, and he has lots of good things to say, and he talks about the other victims that she was inappropriate with. But it wasn't just the group chats where she was being inappropriate and saying bad things. It was also like stuff that she did during her live shows and stuff like that. So that all led to her doing what people call the apology video, but she never actually apologized. She denied everything. And she never admitted to anything that people were saying about her, about all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And this is what it was. It was her with a ukulele, her with a ukulele, that thing. And it's called the Toxic Gossip Train. That's what it has been known as for quite some time. So it's not the full video.
Uh-huh.
It is someone putting up the receipts. So every time she lies in the Toxic Gossip Train, they put up something that was being addressed during the song. So we'll watch and we'll discuss.
So I just wanted to say that the only thing I've ever groomed is my 2 Persian cats. I'm not a groomer.
Colleen Ballinger, are you a virgin? To children, she's sending these things to.
I'm just a loser.
What's your favorite position? Talking about sex positions. Colleen Ballinger, 10:30 at night.
I didn't understand I shouldn't respond to fans, and I'm not a predator, even though
That is a child at her show.
Really?
This was, what is it called? A yoga pose. They were doing funny yoga poses, so you can kind of see it behind her.
Okay.
So it was like couples yoga, which was a trend on YouTube back in the day, and that's what the pose was that they chose, that they were doing.
I think so, but everyone just believes that you are the type of person who manipulates and abuses.
That's her gay best friend. That's her. They all have tampons in their mouths. Do you see that?
Yeah, so first I don't see it, but I see over here. Yeah.
I mean, these are all the reason that their faces are scratched out is because they're all underage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, they all have tampons in all of their mouths because it became like an inside joke on the group chat, but the whole inside joke was just her sending the video of her playing with a tampon in her mouth and said everybody else in this group chat needs to do exactly the same thing and send it back to me. That was the inside joke, and then they took a group picture like that with all the tampons in their mouths.
Children. What it's for? I never had any bad intentions.
That's the YouTuber we're gonna see later, Adam McIntyre. That's the lingerie that she sent him. He was 14.
Well, wow.
Yeah. He was 14, and he was one of, like, the main people in the group chat, I guess, and he was actually, like, her social media manager at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, a literal child being a 30-year-old woman's social media manager, and basically she was just abusing him in all kinds of different ways, like almost like child labor, and then all of the inappropriate stuff, sending him lingerie and talking inappropriately in the group chats and everything. So there was a really weird power dynamic there because he was a fan of hers, of Miranda Sings, in her silly videos, and she was taking advantage of that.
Okay.
It seems like maybe you're confused about something. I don't know. Toxic.
Wait, what did I miss? Okay, tell me all the thoughts you had when you got your first periods, please and thank you. To children. I'm going to go to him and say, "Hi, Patrice. I am ready to stress eat your wiener, so show me your ball cocker. Thanks for the advice."
Wow. How surprised how she don't go to jail yet? She will be in some the jail.
She probably should be in jail.
Gossip train.
Are you a virgin? You are so weird. What's your favorite position? OP. Okay, from Adam. My butt looks so good today, y'all. How are your teeth? Wait, Taco.
Taco.
You're gonna knock over my laptop.
Hey, no, stop.
Okay, so Adam says in the group chat, "My butt looks so good today, y'all." And then, how are your teeth still straight? I don't know what all this is, but, and then she asked for pics of his butt.
Pictures.
Yes. Oh, and then he said, "Go away, bitch." He told her, "Go away."
Go downtown.
It means that Josh has a small weenie. See?
Yeah.
The pink.
The pink.
And then Eric is ripped. Lucky Beep. And King of Abs. But yeah, She's talking about her husband's thing.
Okay.
To a bunch of children. Belle. Tell me all the thoughts you had when you got your first period, please, and thank you. I cried. Let me think. I thought I shut myself.
Wow.
Toxic gossip train. You tied me to the tracks and harassed me
Again.
Yeah. So, yep.
That's crazy. I really.
Why is that even funny?
Oh, wait, it's longer. Just wait.
Oh, there's more?
Mm-hmm.
What's funny about that?
I swear I'm not high.
Was my intention to manipulate? No. So.
Wow.
Yeah, you saw that, right?
Yeah.
That was the beginning of the inside joke. Her just putting a tampon in her mouth and making everybody else do the exact same thing. Yeah. Super weird. Super weird. So, we are up to the current drama. So, this is Raven Symone. She was a Disney Channel star back in the early 2000s. Mm-hmm. Now she has a podcast with her partner Miranda. That's ironically. But so they actually changed the name of the what is it called? The episode. They changed the name of the episode. It used to be where did it go? Exclusive Colleen Ballinger's actual apology video. I thought she was throwing up. She's just playing with the thingy wingy. Okay, so so that's what it was advertised as, and they had like a big trailer for it and everything. And so it got a lot of views like really early on, including this guy Adam McIntyre. He reacted to the trailer and he was mad, like he was super super mad because he was one of the victims of this woman. And but yeah, so that's what it was. I'm jumping ahead of myself. That was what it was originally named. And now it's named Exclusive Colleen Ballinger Tells Her Side. Because, ironically, in this whole video, she did not apologize. So, we're gonna get into it. Wait.
Harder to sit down face to face and ask questions about what's really happened, what someone's taken from it, and how they're moving forward.
Our goal isn't to revisit every detail, but to understand the human side of the story that became very public.
So today, Colleen is here to share her perspective in her own words, to share what she's learned, what she regrets, and what she hopes all of us take away from it now.
And we're here to listen.
Here's our conversation with Colleen Ballinger.
You know, now that I'm a mom, obviously every choice I make, I think about how it could affect my children. And I wish that I went into my interactions with my fans with that same mindset of like, everything I say can affect them, and think about how this can affect these people that you're interacting with.
My next guest tonight is one of the most popular YouTubers in the world. Her videos have garnered more than 1 billion views online.
You all know what I'm saying?
Please welcome Colleen Ballinger.
Over 6 million subscribers, nearing 2 billion views, now Netflix show. Colleen has written a best-selling self-help book. It's touring around the world and has appeared with the likes of Jimmy Fallon and Jerry Seinfeld.
YouTube star Colleen Ballinger, who's better known as her online persona Miranda Sings, is facing significant backlash. She's been accused of having inappropriate relationships with some of her underage fans.
And now a new video she made is landing the content creator in even more hot water.
They wanted an explanation, and they deserved that, and I didn't give it to them.
What happened personally and currently?
I was so caught up in the things that weren't true that were being said about me, that I feel like I was listening to the things that were true. I don't blame anyone but me. It was like a part of my brain was missing. People do make mistakes, and people can learn and grow and change.
Did you know they were underage at the time?
Welcome back to another episode of Tea Time. Today on the podcast, we have somebody who you definitely know. You know you too. You know her. You have to know her. Colleen Ballinger.
That is it. That's right.
I get so nervous about like butchering people's names, even though I know your name is Colleen Ballinger. I've said it so many times.
I wouldn't bother me if most people don't say it right. My whole life it was Colleen Ballinger.
Yeah, I'm Mayday.
I'm gonna skip forward.
Okay.
Because I was like, who sits and just writes like you? These are strangers to me. I don't know these people. And again, this is when it was all new. Like this is brand new.
Sorry,
to me,
it's still happening.
Oh yeah, but I'm a little aware.
That's
that
like, these comments are crazy.
It's a lot different now. It's much different now than it was. But when they started trickling in, it was like they'd say, "Oh, I don't like how you pronounced this word," and so I mess up how I pronounce words more moving forward. I tried to egg on the comments a little bit in the beginning because I thought it was funny that people thought it was a real character.
It sounds like you were doing it sounds like you were doing performance art and having the audience inform you of
So
where to go
she's
next.
this girl. She started only with the chapstick put it over her mouth. That's all.
Yeah, like bright red lipstick. And
Okay.
yeah, that's what her character was known for, I guess, and just being obnoxious. But yeah.
That a little tinge of under the note is very appealing at times, right? And that's how
There was one time where she actually made a lipstick and sold it to people.
Shut up, really?
I think so. Yeah.
you kind of gained your following by just a little bit of irritation to where people could hate and could love at the same time.
Right. Yeah, I think the appeal in the beginning was that people couldn't tell if it was real or not. And then when people figured out that it wasn't real, they felt like they were in on a joke or something. They were in on it, and that was fun for them. And like I said in the beginning, it was an older audience for the first few years of my career, and I was doing a lot of nightclubs and stuff like that.
Like how old do you think?
I just graduated college, so there were people my age, but it was the gay theater community. It was like a lot of like older gay men that would come to my shows. And
how old is she when she started making YouTube videos?
I don't know. I think she was in her late 20s.
Oh.
So like almost 30.
Because
when she
how
started.
She make it probably, I would think she was really young. That's why she doing that kind of stuff.
No. No.
No?
No. Nope. She was when she was talking to kids and stuff?
Yeah.
No, she was already like 30 years old, past 30 probably. I don't know exactly what age, but she was a 30-year-old person.
Oh, okay.
Old enough to know better.
Okay.
You said that Miranda Sings, you had a good 20-year run. 20-year run with that. You got a Netflix show, girl. You had a Netflix show. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yep.
I can do anything. You had a 20-year run. You explained that you hustled to make that character what it was. And then the world imploded. And then you got canceled. And then you had all these accusations and a lot of voices come through the screen that had been rooting for you for so long. You had the rug pulled out from underneath you.
How?
We will get into those.
She get canceled, but you said still the videos and everything.
So you can say that she got canceled, but like the only way that is even relevant is because like she stopped uploading on her Miranda Sings channel. So she has two separate channels, right? She has or at least I think that's all she has. She has the Miranda Sings, which is her character, her annoying character, and then the Colleen vlogs, which is just her and her life, showing her family and whatever she does. So she stopped on Miranda Sings, but she has continued to upload vlogs like every single week. So nothing has changed. But yeah.
Kind of talk a little bit about some of the comments people have made and how certain situations have made watchers and viewers feel. But I first want to ask you, when you first got that ting about, oh no, something is going astray, what happened personally, internally to you?
It was kind of a slow build. And I feel like I felt it brewing for a little bit first, It was a very jarring experience. And first, I think I should say, when my audience kind of grew and it went from this older audience to, it spread and there was now a lot more teens watching me, I didn't adjust my comedy very much because I was like, well, they found me doing this, so this is what they like and this is what I like, so I'm going to keep doing the comedy they like. And I did adjust it a little bit over time. But one thing that I didn't do, and I should have been much more careful about, is I didn't adjust my interactions with my fans. And that's something I regret a lot because, like I said earlier, the difference between me and a mainstream celebrity, at least in the beginning, was that I was attainable and look, she'll talk to us, she'll interact with us, and she's talking to us from her living room, she'll talk about anything. And she's so open and she'll talk one-on-one with us. She meets us in person at her shows and whatnot, and we know her, and I didn't think about that when I was interacting with my fans, I didn't think about a power dynamic that could have been there. I didn't think about a parasocial relationship, and I should have been more responsible in thinking about that, but I didn't even think of myself that way. I was like, yeah, we are friends. Like, I think I felt the same way. And so for me, I was like, well, I'm just talking to my friends. I talk to all of them like they're my friends. My sister is all the fans. And I definitely should have been more careful with the way I was joking with them and the things I was saying to them.
Do you feel like not having a team earlier in your career hindered you from making better decisions?
I definitely wish I had someone to give me advice. I was with that group of like the first YouTubers that kind of like rose to any sort of stardom or fame, in the beginning. So it's not like there were people before me doing this that I could look to and ask questions about. This was a new thing. Yeah. And I'm not saying that as an excuse. There's plenty of other people who rose to fame who didn't interact with their fans. And but it was something that I felt was an appeal to why people were watching me at all. And I felt such pressure to like make sure I made my fans happy, because I wanted to do anything that they wanted, and I wanted to write back to every letter and respond to every message, and whatever they asked for, I wanted to give them and do, because they were the reason I had the career that I have. Mm-hmm. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't have the life that I have and the amazing career that I had. And
it sounds like everything you were doing online was from a place of trying to please your fans and connect with your fans and
not lose them.
Yeah, that's pressure. But
yeah, that's all she cares about, is just not losing her audience. Pretty much.
Even with all that, I wish first that there was someone there to help guide me and say like, hey, this could look bad taken out of context. This could look like, this could make someone uncomfortable. Or, I wish there was someone there to kind of help guide me. But at the same time, I'm also disappointed in myself that I didn't know better, because other people did. So why did I? So that's something that I've had to work through, is like, why didn't I think more about this? Why didn't I think more about, a parasocial relationship? But
do you have answers to those questions?
I think it all boils down to me just really wanting to make them the people pleasing tendency of like, I want to do this because this will make they're begging me to.
You wanted them to love you.
I wanted them to love me. I wanted them to like my content. I wanted them to be happy with what I was putting out there, because like I said, everything that I have.
Okay, hold on. Did I hear that right? Did she just say that she wanted to keep the parasocial thing of them adoring her?
Yeah.
But earlier she said that she didn't realize that there was a parasocial relationship, and that she didn't realize that there was a power dynamic. So which one is it, Colleen? Did you want to keep the parasocial relationship, or did you... Wait, hold on. Did I hear that correctly? Hold on. Wait.
You want to make them the people-pleasing tendency of like, I want to do this because this will make they're begging me to.
You wanted them to love you.
I wanted them to love me. I wanted them to like my content. I wanted them to be happy with what I was putting out there, because like I said, everything that I had was because they supported me. And so, that's what I was trying to do, but it would have been so much better for me to think about their well-being and if this would affect anyone.
That's what I heard. I don't know if that's what happened.
That's what I wish I had done.
When did you realize that people were starting to be negatively impacted?
Oh man, there's multiple moments, because it was, like I said, it was a slow build, but like I'd see people who had been fans for a long time would come to every show, were commenting on everything that I, at this point I'd recognize, because I would talk to them and I knew them, and to see them slowly drop off one at a time was like, oh, they're very upset. That was painful and really sad, and I wish I had listened more when all of it happened. I was so caught up in the things that weren't true that were being said about me that I feel like I wasn't listening to the things that were true and the things that I did make mistakes doing and take responsibility for those things. Instead, I was like, well, they're saying all these other things about me that are lies, and that's not true. And I was angry about those things, and I wish that I had just paused and listened for a second.
There's a lot of things that were said about you. There's been allegations of grooming behavior, or what do you think they're talking about?
That one that's the one that got me the hardest. When that allegation came up, that's when I was out. I was done, because that was devastating and shocking. It was very shocking, because I know that my intention and my actions have never been fueled with the desire to manipulate or groom anybody ever. That has never been something I have done or will ever do. And it's a very serious accusation.
Very serious.
So when those kind of words started being thrown around, that's when I kind of was, I kind of shut down, and that was devastating to hear. And you asked, what does that mean to other people? that's why this was a hard thing for me to know how to navigate, because it wasn't about what did she do or what didn't she do. It was more about what was her intention behind some of these actions, I think. And my intention was being decided for me by people talking about it. My intention wasn't to hurt or do anything negative ever. Now, that doesn't mean that people weren't hurt.
Right.
And that's the part that I wish I had paid more attention to. But I obviously didn't handle the situation the way that I should have. And it's really embarrassing. I wish that I could handle it a lot differently than I did.
When you say that, are you talking about like the apology?
Talking
videos?
about a musical instrument that I should have not picked up. Yes.
But she don't take it out of her video.
Yeah, that video is still live on her channel.
So if
2 years
so
later.
So you tell me if I'm looking for on YouTube, I can find her video.
Yeah, you want to see it? Or you want to see it later?
I want to see it later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen to what people were saying, and I should
I
have.
think people want an apology. I think people want for you to acknowledge the things that happened on stage. I hope that you give that to them.
I agree with you. I think that they do want an apology, and I am sorry. And
The only time you'll ever hear her apologize for any of it.
Really?
Yes.
So every interview she never apologize?
Well, this is the first interview, I think, after everything about that situation came out. And this is now 2 years after the ukulele video.
Oh, okay.
Because the ukulele video happened because that was her response to what her the child victims were posting online and saying about her. So she was responding with the ukulele video, and then now this is 2 years later. This was just a few days ago.
Oh, okay.
It was the first time she's ever apologized, and Raven Symone had to pull it out of her. She had to tell her to say sorry.
here's the thing: is when you mess up,
It's just so disingenuous.
but when you make a mistake and do something wrong, sometimes you gotta keep apologizing for it. And
Keep apologizing. This is the first time she's done.
that's what I should have done. Like, and people keep saying it's an apology song. I didn't apologize in that thing.
You did not.
I did not.
You know,
There
you
was
were-
no sorriness.
You did not. I was actually laughing. So you know, you some crazy.
Yeah,
Because it was cringy,
also,
that's why
when
she's
watching
laughing.
I remember one of the things that we talked about was it felt like you were.
She wouldn't
angry.
laugh so
I
hard,
was.
but she was
Burnt out
like,
and just
stop.
fed up.
Yeah,
Well,
fed up. I was.
Yeah.
And it's very clear that I was angry. And that's why I keep saying I wish that I had just paused for a second and listened to my fans, to my supporters.
And process.
Because while there were things being said about me that weren't true, my people who would support me for so many years that I'm up here saying, like, I just wanted them to be happy, I wanted to make them happy. Well, they wanted an explanation. They wanted to understand what's going on. And they deserved that. And I didn't give it to them. Instead, I was angry and sang a song, and it was just crazy.
It blew shit up.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It was.
I'm aware.
Okay,
It's
that was crazy, bro.
absolutely crazy. And
Yeah.
I think, when the dust did settle, because I like you were saying, I did want to address it, and I was being told. I got a lot of advice from a lot of people, and the majority of the advice was don't say anything. And I'm sure you know from being in the
Honey,
industry
I
for
tell
so
her
long.
all the time, don't say nothing.
Right. Don't address it, don't say anything, it will just make it worse. Don't address it, don't say anything, it'll just make it worse. But I'm in a different position than a traditional celebrity because people watch me because I was so open and I talked about everything. I mean, I talked about everything.
Okay. I think that's enough from the original.
okay.
We're going to watch his so we're going to watch his reaction to it a little bit. So I'm just going to start. We're going to jump around. We're not going to watch the whole thing. Wait.
All right. So it took her what? So long to come up with the toxic gossip train. And then
So, in case I didn't say it before, this is one of her victims. This is Adam McIntyre. He is a YouTuber. He originally started on YouTube just as a fan page for Colleen, for Miranda Sings. And so when he originally came out about the stuff that made him uncomfortable, that what she was doing to him, he posted it on YouTube without a lot of context because it was meant just for the people within the community, like his friends online, basically. that were within like her circle, because it was just for like the fans of Miranda Sings, and then it went mainstream. Like it you know it hit a lot of people's algorithms, and a lot of people watched it, and then that's when everything snowballed and people like, yeah. But okay, wait,
we're gonna to come up with the toxic gossip train, and then 2 years later, oh, we're gonna get her actual apology on a Raven Symone podcast, even though she's been uploading for the last 2 years. Right, okay, no worries, and she's been like actively talking shit about us for those 2 years. No worries. No fucking worries. And by the way, again, just want to clarify that this is not just a situation pertaining to me. This is a situation with Becky, with Oliver, with Trisha. But anyways, let's get to this.
Today,
But, okay, so I'm gonna jump around. If you guys want to watch his full video, I will link it in the description below. I'm just gonna show certain parts of it, his reaction.
In a 20-year run, you explained that you hustled to make that character what it was, and then the world imploded, and then you got canceled, and then you had all.
This word, cancelled. And also, I really can't take it seriously, considering a fucking week ago, she was sitting listening to Taylor Swift's "Good Thing I Like My Friends Cancel" and fucking streaming tears.
That's how the song sounds. I kid you not. That's what the song is that she was crying to. The funniest part is I watched it, and so she's making like a really weird like a face like the whole time, and then there's a jump cut, so like the camera cuts and then it comes back and she's crying all of a sudden. So I think she had to like work herself up to cry, so she could cry for this song.
Oh my god.
It's just like you just wanted to relate to that so bad, but it's really not for you.
The word means nothing. It means nothing.
Yeah, especially since it didn't affect her at all.
Come through the screen that had been rooting for you for so long. You had the rug pulled out from underneath you. We will get into those and kind of talk a little bit about some of the comments people have made and how certain situations have made watchers and viewers feel. But I first want to ask you, when you first got that ting about, oh no, something is going astray, what happened personally?
Well, I'll fucking tell you, Raven. When she first saw something going astray back in 2020, when I made my first video, which, mind you, was a video for the Colleen fandom, because I was a small YouTuber, literally only had like a couple hundred, if not like 1,000 subscribers. I literally would make content, and the only people watching were my friends in the Colleen Ballinger fandom, because I was such an integral part of the fandom, and also one of Colleen's fucking favorites, and people knew that. So whenever I had to distance myself from Colleen because she was fucking bullying me behind the fucking scenes when I was 17, she's a grown fucking woman, and she's in group chats trying to fucking get people to turn on me, and her fucking best friend Corey is doing the fucking same, and they're trying to ruin my life and smear me and get hate videos made on me and get all my friends from online to turn on me. Specifically during the fucking pandemic, when the only fucking friends you had were internet friends. When I made my first video, basically being like, hey guys, speaking to the audience that watched my content, which was Colleen fans. And I say, I do not want to be associated with her anymore. She has done these things to me, and there were plot holes in it. You know why there were plot holes in it? Because it was for a niche audience that didn't need every single piece of context in there, because they already knew it. So when my video went mainstream, Colleen, this is her first array. What did she do? You know what she fucking did? And I hope she fucking says it. She got in fucking DMs. She got in fucking group chats. And she tried to find every piece of fucking information about me to use against me, to get people to expose me, to get people to discredit me. She turned my friends against me. She turned one of my best friends in the entire fucking world against me, who was in the online. We went to concerts together. We met Ariana Grande together. She fucking turned her against me. And we've never been friends since. She turned the entire Weenies group chat against me. I got fucking kicked from the group chat. I'm removed from everything. She then is speaking to Cody fucking Tyler about making hate videos about me, and then she makes a fucking video on her fucking second channel, which panders to the mainstream, where she basically says I lied, makes me look crazy, and genuinely for fucking years, I had to sit with the fact that this woman orchestrated a fucking takedown of me because she was slightly pushed back on the fact she was bullying a fucking child. And she better fucking say that.
Internally.
But yeah, safe to say he is mad.
I see he's mad.
Yeah.
I see he's mad.
That's just a little bit of his background story there.
Okay.
Okay, next part.
And that's something I regret a lot because, like I said earlier, the difference between me and a mainstream celebrity, at least in the beginning, was that I was attainable and look, she'll talk to us, she'll interact with us, and she's talking to us from her living room, she'll talk about anything. And she's so open and she'll talk one-on-one with us. She meets us in person at her shows and whatnot, and we know her, you know, and I didn't think about that when I was interacting with my fans, I didn't think about a power dynamic that could have been there. I didn't think about a parasocial relationship, and I should.
Bullshit. I call fucking bullshit. If you didn't think there was a power dynamic, why were you specifically getting us to find dirt on your enemies? Why were you specifically getting us to take down your ex-husband? Why were you specifically getting us to take down your ex-friends Rebecca Zamolo? Like, what do you fucking mean you didn't know? You actively enlisted us to do your fucking dirty work. We would only do that if there was a power dynamic, Colleen.
I should have been more responsible in thinking about that, but I didn't even think of myself that way. I was like, yeah, we are friends. Like,
Bullshit.
I felt the same way. And so for me, I was like, well, I'm just talking to my friends. I talk to all of them like they're my friends, my sisters, all the fans. And I definitely should have been more careful with the way I was joking with them and the things I was saying to them.
Do you feel like not having a team earlier in your career?
Joking or things I was saying? Colleen, we were openly all talking about fucking sex when we were a bunch of kids and teens, and you were literally in your fucking, probably in your 30s. Joking are the things I was saying to
hindered you from making better decisions?
I definitely wish I had someone to give me advice. I was with that.
Someone to give you advice? It was me! I literally was your social media manager at one time. I was the one working for you.
As a child.
Oh my God.
Really? Wow.
How the fuck can you wish that you had a better team when your team was a fucking child?
A group of like the first YouTubers that kind of like rose to any sort of stardom or fame, in the beginning. So it's not there were people before me doing this that I could look to and ask questions about. This was a new thing. Yeah. And so, and I'm not saying that as an excuse. There's plenty of other people who rose to fame.
By the way, there's so many OG YouTubers who didn't get exposed for being creeps.
Okay. And then moving on to the next part.
Apologizing for it. And that's what I should have done. Like, and people keep saying it's an apology song. I didn't apologize for nothing.
You did not.
I did not.
You know,
there was
you
no sorry in it.
You did not. I was actually laughing. So, that was some crazy penmanship.
We also, in watching it, I remember one of the things that we talked about was it felt like you were angry.
Yeah,
and
I was.
Burnt out and just
fed up.
Yeah, fed up.
I was. Yeah. And it's very clear that I was angry. And that's why I keep saying I wish that I had just paused for a second and listened to my fans.
The video, to me, just, showed the real Colleen to the internet. I think I tweeted that back in the moment. The real Colleen. I think I literally was like, well, internet, you've seen now the version of Colleen that we've all seen behind the scenes. This, angry, needs to be right, egotistical, narcissistic, evil woman.
To my supporters.
Process.
Because while there were things said about me that
Why?
weren't true.
Fuck up. Fuck up, Colleen. Jesus Christ, woman. Oh my God. Also, she just said, my supporters deserve the apology. Why the fuck have you an inability to fucking literally just say, I'm sorry to Adam, to Trisha, to Becky, to Oliver? What is your problem? Oh my God. This constant pandering towards the audience because that's all she fucking cares about. Oh my God.
My people who would support me for so many years that I'm up here saying, I just wanted them to be happy, I wanted to make them happy. Well, they wanted an explanation. They wanted to understand what's going on.
I cannot believe here she's saying about the audience rather than anyone actually fucking affected by her.
Urged that, and I didn't give it to them. Instead, I was angry and sang a song, and it was just crazy.
It blew shit up.
Yeah. It was crazy.
It was.
I'm aware.
Okay,
it's
absolutely crazy,
absolutely crazy. And I think, when the dust did settle, because I like you were saying, I did want to address it, and I was being told. I got a lot of advice from a lot of people, and the majority of the advice was don't say anything. And I'm sure you know from being in the industry for so long.
I tell her all the time, don't say nothing.
Right. Don't address it, don't say anything, it will just make it worse. Don't address it, don't say anything, it'll just make it worse. But I'm in a different position than a traditional celebrity because people watch me because I was so open and I talked about everything. I mean, I talk about everything. Like that I've been through, my mental health and my births and my pregnancies and my journey to fame. Like, I mean, everything I've been through, I've talked about online very openly. And so, you know, my audience, that was one of the reasons they liked watching me. And so then to suddenly be like, not only am I not gonna talk about this, I'm gonna sing this song about it. And like, and it was such a choice. It was such a choice.
I'm so glad. I feel like I'm like literally being like rage baited right here. Like, I'm so glad you guys can laugh about it. And you know, aside from me, the fact that she had the audacity to, in that song, make fun of Becky's story, literally with being like, fart joke, like, I dare you, like.
Very much.
Such a choice, bro.
Yes. And so I think, you know, I was like getting so frustrated because I was just like, let me just address this. Like, please let me just talk. I just want to talk about this. And so finally after I posted the video, it was shortly after I posted it, I was talking to someone on the phone from my team, and I was like, oh, that was a huge mistake. That was really stupid. It was like, there was so much.
Video's still up on her channel, by the way, 2 years later.
Literally.
No.
Okay, next part.
That would make someone feel uncomfortable and trigger emotions and feelings. I feel terrible about that. Genuinely, when I heard about that, I felt so bad because that is something I'd never want to.
When you heard about it, what do you mean? You liar! What do you mean?
Right now they're talking about when she was doing one of her live shows, and the yoga pose that we saw earlier, when they had the picture of the yoga pose on the projection screen, and then they were like recreating it in front of a live audience, and she was like spreading her legs like that to the girl on the stage. But
heard about it, you were devastated. In the toxic gossip train, one of the most blatant parts of the toxic gossip train is making fun of Becky for talking about that, where you go, because I made a fart joke. Making fun of her. How dare you try to rewrite the narrative? How dare you? I get like more protective of Becky and Oliver than I do myself, because it's like I never had someone standing up for me, and like I feel like, oh my god, how dare you rewrite the narrative that you felt terrible whenever that dropped. You fucking made fun of it in your song.
What I want to do is trigger anyone, but especially a girl who's been through horrible things in that manner. Like that, it feels so terrible that me doing this silly yoga joke, in my mind, a silly yoga joke could be something that could trigger her in such a negative way and affect her in such a negative way. And it's awful. And I'm really proud of anyone who's been able to come forward and express that, because I want kids and minors and anyone to be able to feel like they can speak up if they're uncomfortable.
Don't really think you're harboring a world in which that's believable, considering that whenever people do, you basically shut them. It's okay if they do it, but just not against you, because then you will say that it's not true.
And they can speak up about things that they feel are not okay, that they need to be able to feel that way.
How is she genuinely saying that she believes in children being able to speak up about things that make them uncomfortable, but yet she's referring to children speaking up against her, and she's like, well, it's all fake and it's all lies and it ruined my life? Is she so narcissistic that she can't see that?
Certainly, you know, the things that I've done in my comedy in the past, like, there's so many things I look back and go, oh my god, I would never do that, now I can't believe I did that. And it was for the laugh. You know, you're on stage and it is different than when you're online and you can read comments where people go, hey, that's not cool. And you can go, oh crap.
You did the same bit for years upon years upon years. You would have kids come on stage and the full bit would be them putting their hands down your trousers.
When you're on stage, everyone's laughing and enjoying it and then telling you, oh, that was the best part of the show when you did this and this. And a lot of the comedy that I did with Miranda, when my audience shifted, I was like, okay, how do I keep this audience that liked this crass humor and now appeal to this younger audience that now is growing so much? And my solution to that was I will still do these more crass innuendo type jokes, and it'll go over the kids' heads, and the parents will have something to laugh at, and the adults will have something to laugh at that are in the audience. And that was my solution to that.
How was you rectifying?
Kids are not the butt of the joke.
Yes. Yeah, I thought, you know, well, everyone knows that I'm a safe person, and I don't mean anything negative by this. You know, I was like, well, everyone knows this is in jest, you know, and so it's fine for me just because the crass jokes will go over the kids' heads, and the adults will laugh at it, and that is how it seemed to me. I didn't think more about how that could be affecting the younger people in the audience.
Do you feel like you have a different perspective now between, let's say, like bad judgment and harmful behavior?
I definitely do. Yeah, I certainly think that and especially now, now that I'm a mom, obviously every choice I make, I think about how it could affect my children. And I wish that I went into my interactions with my fans with that same mindset of like, everything I say.
It's funny because you were still doing this shit after you get kids. So I don't know how that's an argument.
It can affect them, and think about how this can affect these people that you're interacting with.
It's crazy because a little after, because I actually used to watch her vlogs. Mm-hmm. I didn't watch Miranda Sings because I just thought it was like too like because like it was just too annoying for me to get into Miranda Sings. Mm-hmm. But I did go through a period where I didn't know if they were the same person or not. Because, I don't know. But yeah. I was like, are they like twin sisters or something? Or, but no, so I couldn't watch Miranda Sings because she was too annoying. But I was watching Colleen vlogs back then. And right after she had her first kid, Flynn, I think his name is, like a few like episodes, I guess, or a few videos like into her new life, she like turned into like a family vlogger, and then I started to get like a really weird vibe from her, and I couldn't watch her anymore. And then like I mean a few years later, I guess, or I don't remember when everything came out, but it turns out that that's when everything was going down and all that. So I was like, okay, so I guess I had a vibe for a reason. She was creepy. But, yeah, I don't know.
Did parents ever confront you after? Did you ever get any kind of interaction with an adult who said, this didn't feel good for me and my child?
No, I never did personally. I don't know if...
First of all, just want to say that...
Someone got that message and I never received it. The only complaint I ever remember receiving in that way, in person from a live show or anything, was at the beginning of my shows, I used to do a ukulele song. Where I would...
Also, her saying she's never had feedback from parents is crazy because... she actively had a fucking fight with my mother over fucking text message, like...
I know. Where I would sing the hate comments that I received. And there was hate comments, so there was a lot of bad language, and the comments were on the screen, and I would sing them. And we did get some complaints about that. They're like, you're saying bad words, like, in the first 5 minutes of the show, and I have my young kid here, whatever. And so then I changed it. I bleeped the words on the screen, and I bleeped the audio of it, too, so that you couldn't hear or see it. And we also changed on the website everywhere, like, this is a PG-13 show, like... making sure everyone knew that this was not a kid show, because I got that complaint. And so I don't know if we were getting that complaint and it was stopped before it got to me or not, but I never received a complaint like that. In fact, I was usually told, oh my gosh, these jokes that were, they didn't get it, but it was so funny. I can't believe it was always the shock. Like, I can't believe you said that.
I'm sure.
I was always told that it was all funny and it was so ridiculous and over the top. And
time is interesting. Time is really interesting because if you go back in time for entertainment, there's been many a comedian, many a entertainer that has done things in their early career that when they look back on, they wish they didn't, because culture changes. While people were laughing with you and quote unquote at you because of the character.
I don't understand how culture changing is being like weirdly inappropriate with kids and like talking about sex with them. I really don't understand how that's a part of culture changing, Raven. I really don't.
Character. It must feel so like toothy.
Okay. Okay, and this is the last part I'm going to show of his episode, and then I will put the link in the description below if you guys want to watch the full thing. Now we're talking about the live streams where she was giving away stuff to her fans for a donation, I guess, is what she's saying.
But this is a joke. That Miranda doesn't understand that this could look bad.
So you have admitted to sending lingerie to an underage fan. And I know you've talked about this before, but I would like to ask you one more time to address this and kind of what happened.
It was
and
him.
How you're feeling about it now.
Yeah, what an idiot. Is how I feel about it now. I think it was like 10 years ago, something like that. I was doing a live stream, and I always loved giving away gifts to my fans online. So I would send them like a bobby pin of Miranda's or a lipstick of Miranda, an old shirt, Usually it was to encourage them to donate to a charity event that I would do every year. But I loved giving out stuff. And so I was doing a live stream like I did pretty often, and I was opening up a box of clothes that I bought, and in it was this underwear bra set that I didn't order, and we were laughing about it. So everyone in the chat was laughing about it, me and my friend, and he actually put it on over his clothes. I was like, look at this, and we were laughing about it. And there were people in the comments saying, oh, send that to me, send that one to me.
Colleen, you're missing a big detail there. Remember when Corey put it on and was like, Adam would want this, Adam would want this, Adam would want this, and you were like, we should send it to him, we should send it to him, we should send it to him. Remember? You and Corey on your live stream. Corey put on the lingerie, and you both were like, Adam, do you want this? Adam, you want this? How dare you take that piece of context out?
And we were like, we're not going to do that, that's crazy. But then there's one guy in particular.
What the fuck? You liar! You fucking liar! And you know what's so crazy about you continuing to lie about this? You were exposed in your Addressing Everything video for snipping up the clip.
Kept asking us to send it. And
fuck you! Fuck you, Colleen! Fuck you, Colleen! Fuck you! Corey put those on. He went, Adam wants these, Adam wants these, and you were like, we should send them to him. Adam, do you want these? Do you want these? Do you want these? Fuck you, Colleen. Fuck you. You lying piece of fucking trash. You are a horrible, horrible person, and you're delusional, you're narcissistic, you're egotistical, and you know what? I cannot believe that you're willing to continue to die on this hill when you've been exposed over and over and over again for fabricating that story.
And I was like, obviously you can tell in the live, like I'm like hesitant about it, because there is a...
You're a fucking liar! Oh my god, oh my god. There used to be a stage when I would address this fucking bullshit and I would be upset or I would be whatever. You anger me. You're crazy. You're fucking crazy. How dare you continue, when your kids are growing up to be at closer rates than I was in the fucking moment, continue to fucking villainize us and fucking take away any fucking what you've actually done. Colleen, we see the clip. You and Corey put it on and are like, Adam wants this, Adam, do you want this, do you want this, do you want this? And then I say, yeah. Because you guys were sending me something. And the way the hierarchy in the fandom worked was that you get that in a letter, at attention. How dare you, Colleen? Stupid ass. Even your lies are dumb as fuck.
A little bit of brains in there somewhere. That was like, maybe not, because I hesitate.
No, you didn't!
But then I was like, and I didn't send it. I didn't. But then it was just became an inside joke with the fandom, and everyone was like telling me to send it, and he kept asking for it. It was like months of this until finally I did, and it was very public and as a joke. And it was like a part of my brain was missing in action of like, hey, this is not a good idea. This looks bad. It wasn't a pair of my something that I sent to a young fan in an inappropriate way, but it was inappropriate. Like, why would I? What part of me thought like everyone will know this is a silly joke in the fandom? Like that was. I wish I'd never done that. That was so inappropriate. And if he was made to feel uncomfortable because of that, like. I feel terrible and I'm so sorry because that was not my intention with that. I thought it was like a silly inside joke with...
How the fuck can you apologize to me for that when you just lied and said that I was begging for them and not that actually you and Corey were like saying that you wanted to give them to me? Go fuck your apology, Colleen. How the fuck do you discredit me and then go, oh, but I'm sorry if you felt like that. Fuck you, bitch.
With the whole fandom, it was all very public and it was... I thought
really
it was a silly
mad.
thing. It was so
He
stupid.
is mad.
It's also difficult, I think, in that specific
He has
situation.
every reason
when you
to be
feel like
mad.
You're being given permission, if you will, because everyone is saying kind of the same thing.
So many
Everyone seems in on
facts,
the
so
joke.
many.
A bunch of kids.
Everyone is saying send it, and then
Yeah,
you have this person.
I think it's safe to say that we will not be getting monetized when the time comes for this video.
Not dropping it after that, but continuing the conversation weeks after this has happened. I can see where you don't think about potential negative consequence because in that moment it feels pure.
And you're not sending it in a sexual manner.
No. Well, and I appreciate that, but at the same time, like, it was my responsibility to know. Yeah, I shouldn't send this. This could look really bad. This could make people uncomfortable. Yeah. That's where, even though it doesn't matter how many people are egging it on or asking for it,
You should also focus on it not looking bad, but it just being bad.
and thinking it was so funny and everyone, it seems like this joke. I should have taken a second and been like, yeah, maybe send a bobby pin. Yeah. Like, this is not the thing to send to someone. This is not something that...
A silver one or a black one?
Well, I think I usually use the black ones.
Yes.
Again, like, the level of unserious this is, and then it just immediately goes into jokes and laughter, like, this is so deeply stupid.
Something else, Colleen, that has come up and been discussed is the fact that you would participate in group chats with your fans, and there were minors in those chats, and there would be questions regarding their virginity and sex positions. Right. Inappropriate questions are being asked to underage people. What was going on?
That's true. It's completely inappropriate. And I used to do this weekly question and answer thing with my audience. And that particular group chat was full of a bunch of...
I cannot believe that she admitted it was true. Hey, you win some, you lose some. I feel so validated that she just said that was true. That she was, in fact, being sexual with us and asking these weird sexual inappropriate questions in group chats. There we go. It took 5 fucking years. 5 years. Do you know how happy and validated that just made me feel? That after all this time of dismissing it, she has just confirmed that she did do that? Like, that's...
Different fans of all ages, but they were crass and funny and ridiculous, and they would, whenever I asked for questions for my channel, they would ask me questions like that. They would ask me questions they knew I wouldn't answer that were over the top, inappropriate. So when one of them, which this part...
Oh! Of course, she couldn't double down for too long. She's now saying that it was us doing it. Colleen, you were openly telling us about your sex life.
I mean, we can talk while this commercial's going.
Okay.
But we saw the receipts.
The conversation's now deleted.
We saw that she was the one asking questions about like people's periods and favorite positions and stuff like that. So I don't know why she's even trying to like spin it around into the kids were asking her.
Yeah.
Like, your name was on those messages. We're not stupid. Personal conversations are deleted or gone or somehow, I don't know. But they're...
No, they're not. We showed them. We showed them.
When they asked for questions for theirs, I was trying to do the same jokes that they had just previously been doing with me. It was stupid. And inappropriate, shouldn't have done it. I feel really embarrassed and stupid. And
did you know they were under...
Colleen, we would actually show... We showed when you were talking about your sex life and stuff like that. Like, what the...
Your age at the time.
I knew that there were teenagers in the chat, yeah. I did know that. And I also thought, well, they all know I'm not serious. I don't want the answers to these questions. They all know that I'm just joking around like they do this to me. They know I'm not going to answer the questions. I know they don't want the answers. You know, like...
Colleen, no joke, you did. You would. You would talk to us about those things. Oh my god, I need to speak to weenies. I need to speak to weenies. I need to speak to weenies.
I thought, like, this was, you know, it was clear between all of us that, like, I was joking. I didn't actually want this information from this person. I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny to ask a really absurd, crazy question. And there were a bunch of questions I asked. Those are just a few of the awful ones that I did. And I very much, I should have never done that. That was crazy of me.
It wasn't in a grooming fashion.
Absolutely not. It was in a stupid fashion. It was like, I should...
For the laugh?
For the laugh. I thought it would make them laugh. I thought they'd be like, oh my god, I can't believe you said that, ha ha ha, like how they did with me often. They were very funny. That group chat of all these different guys. They were very funny, very dedicated, wonderful people.
So you were being one of the kids.
Yeah.
But you had forgotten.
Yeah,
so
right.
You were acting more like one of your kid viewers versus remembering that you were actually the adult in the chat.
Exactly, yeah.
And that lends itself to the power dynamic that you had referenced earlier, where you kind of had lost the awareness of that relationship dynamic.
There was no part of me.
Well, I think we're gonna move on from that. But yeah, so that was pretty much all the big parts of his reaction. Like I said, if you guys want to watch the full thing, I'll put in the link in the description. But yeah, like, he is mad, and I would be too. I mean, he has every right to be mad.
Yeah.
He really does, because we saw the receipts.
Yeah, no, like something, especially they put it like the machines and all the stuff.
Yeah.
So it's nothing. I don't know why you're trying to lie about that.
Yeah, like with...
It's everywhere.
It is everywhere, and it's just so... Like he was saying, it's so unserious. Like, you can't... What's your favorite position? Are you a virgin? Like, that... It's just like, you can't... She's still denying. After all these years later, she's trying to pretend like nobody knows anything. You know, she's innocent in all this. She didn't do anything.
Oh, that's when he get the bra? He get the bra.
He got the bra from her.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just crazy. Like, literally screenshots of their conversations with her name on everything.
Oh,
yeah. And apparently there's, like, because these were being shown from, like, the people in the group chat, they were exposing her because they grew up enough to realize that, hey, this is really weird. Like, she has really weird behavior with us, and we're going to show the world. Like, what is wrong with her? Putting... and making everyone do the exact same thing. Like, that's just it's so weird. It's so weird.
That was crazy.
But yeah, so here is the original video, still on Colleen's channel, Colleen Vlogs.
Oh, yeah.
So, look, I'm going to zoom in so we all can see. Oh, wait.
You know what? I like the comments all the time.
They should never told me I couldn't sing the Ariana Grande from... Oh, my gosh. But, yeah, this is from her channel. And look, and it's just so, like... I was going to be so mad if that was an ad. But just look at how she picks up the freaking ukulele. She's just so, like... I think she was trying to, like, act like she was, like, beaten down and she was trying to get sympathy from people, but it's just so cringy and so unserious. Like, what is this?
It's been a while since you saw my face. I haven't been doing so great, so I took a little break. So a lot of people are saying some things about me that aren't quite true. Doesn't matter if it's true, though. Just as long as it's entertaining to you.
Whatever. But yeah, that has 20 million videos on her vlog channel.
Wow.
Yeah, so now I am actually curious to see what her oldest videos look like. So I think we should, don't look at my YouTube, guys. Now I think we should look at her channel real quick. She used to be a big deal. Look, she went on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon as both herself and as Miranda Sings, and she was in a Broadway show at one point called Waitress, and then a lot of people like made fun of her for that because she was not a Broadway trained actress, and people could tell. But the point is, she got all these opportunities because she was very popular at one point, and then it's always the most popular. Look, see, she had a Miranda lipstick.
Okay.
Does that website still exist? Hold on, I'm going on another tangent. MirandaSingsLipstick.com. Hold on. Miranda Sings Lip... Wait, stick? Is that how it was? Hold on. Miranda Sings Lips Stick.com. Okay. Because she spelled it funny. I want to make sure I got it right. See if it comes up. Page not found. Okay, so the lipstick is no longer available to buy. Okay, so I'm going to go to her videos. And I'm going to go to the oldest videos. Oh, let's see her first video. For no other reason than my curiosity.
It's Miranda. I made a video asking for requests, and some fans told me that they want to hear me sing Respect by Aretha Franklin. And I think that'd be a good idea to show the haters that they need to show some respect. Because they do. So, I don't know. I don't have, like, karaoke to this. So I'm going to have to sing a cappella. And I don't really know it very well. So, I don't know how it's going to be. So, I don't know. Just enjoy. And all you haters, listen up. Because this one's for you. What you need, you know I got it.
Stupid.
All I'm asking is for a little respect when you get home. Hey, baby.
That was funny as why.
Wait, hold on. Let's go. Let's scroll down a little bit and see what. Oh, there's the red lipstick. Hold on. Miranda sings Christmas CD.
I think it's funny, the first video.
Hey guys, it's me, Miranda. I'm sorry it's taking me so long to make a video, but I have been very, very busy. I've been in Australia for a whole month, and everyone really loved me, and it was really good. So, yep. Anyways, I'm home.
Well, that was boring. So I am just going to leave us off with this. What?
Greatest assets throughout my life. My two greatest assets have been mental stability and being like really smart. I think I would qualify as not smart, but genius. And a very stable genius at that.
She look crazy there.
Just thought you guys all want to know.
But yeah, so that's all we have for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching the Left and Right podcast, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.